Hi there, welcome back to Brown Acre Farm. I'm Brandy. Today we're doing a real quick, budget-friendly refresh of the chicken coop. We love our chicken coop. It has worked out great. I have 2 different videos all about how we did it and DIY'd it, what we like, what we don't like, all of that. And the chicken coop is super functional, but I personally want to make it just a little bit prettier, especially as we're coming into the summer season. I just want to make it a really attractive part of our property and have it make me smile every time I walk up to it to get eggs and take care of the chickens this summer. So follow along. We're going to do a quick budget refresh as well as getting the coop ready for summer, making sure my ventilation is where it needs to be, all of that. So follow along. All right, let's get our before shot. So here is what the front of the coop looks like. It's just grass and you can see the chickens sticking their heads out. You can see they're using the grazing box that I made. There's a video on that a few videos back, so I'll get an up close view of that, but it's been working really great. The grass is finally coming up and they love picking at it, so that was worked out really well. So this is where we're starting. Let's see if we can pretty it up just a little bit. So I started off by taking off my existing signs. I am going to repurpose them and put them inside the coop for a little bit of extra decoration, but I just decided I was ready for something fresh and new to put on the front. Next, I'm taking the plexiglass cover that goes over these windows in the front of the coop, and I'm going to make it so that that's open airspace for some extra ventilation. This is what I do over the summer. I close it up and put the plexiglass in for the cooler months just to make sure that the chickens are warm enough and that they're not getting like snow blowing in there or anything like that. But when it gets nice and warm, taking that out creates a really nice extra little bit of fresh air and ventilation for them. So I just undo most of the screws and then leave one so it just swings down, and then I just put it into place and then it just stays there. I don't have to worry about losing it. And then also I store the screws just back in their normal holes, so you'll see me go through and take them all out and then put them all back in so that I don't lose them when I need to put the plexiglass in next fall. I was desperate for a little pop of color on this chicken coop, so I had these little wreaths. I think they're actually left over from my wedding decor, or maybe the decor in my first house. I found them in the basement and decided that this was the perfect way to repurpose them. They are rated for outdoor use. I'll link some similar options in the description box, but I just secured them in 2 spots so that they don't swing back and forth and like fall off. And I think they add just a really, really pretty pop of color and just a little fresh, bright aesthetic to the space. You just can't go wrong with greenery, whether it's real or fake. So I love how these ended up looking. Next, I hung my new signs. They look similar to the ones that I originally had, but just slightly different. I was really just looking for something new, and I wanted the signs off to the side versus on the doors the way the other ones were. So I have a lot of crafting supplies and a Cricut, so I was able to make these myself. I didn't have to go out and buy something other than just a little bit of materials that I got at the Dollar Tree, super reasonable. But I just like that it's something fresh and new and different. Next, I started on the kind of landscaping or the really simple version of landscaping that I'm doing around the coop. I had this leftover edging that we had used on a different part of the landscaping on our house, so I decided to repurpose it here. So I'm just going to pin that down into place with some landscape pins. I wanted to try and suppress the grass that's currently growing there so I don't have to weed this as much, so I'm just using some cardboard to put over the grass, and then I'm going to mulch over the cardboard, which should keep a lot of the grass and weeds from growing up through the mulch, hopefully. Not a perfect solution, but it'll be better than nothing. And finally, mulch. Put that right down over the cardboard, and it's going to create a nice clean look without hopefully having a lot of weeds grow up through the mulch, and hopefully save myself some work by not having to weed this area. And then it's also going to make it easier when I mow, because now I'm not going to have to get so close to the coop, which was kind of the problem that I was having. I can't get my riding lawnmower as close to the coop as I need to get rid of the grass that's there. And then the grass is tall there and it drives me nuts. So hopefully this is just going to create a simpler process and look better overall, as well as saving me some work. And of course, Cookie the goat is here to help with all things. She just can't help herself. She's so darn curious. Now I'm going to plant my flowers. So I wanted some nice bright floral colors around the coop. I love to plant flowers all over the property during the summer. I just get a big pack of annuals from my local greenhouse and put them all over the place. So I had most of these pots. I got them at Dollar Tree a couple years ago, and they've kind of just been chilling in the garage or used somewhere else on the property. So 2 of them I needed to drill holes in to make sure there was proper drainage, and then filled them up with some nice potting soil, and then planted my flowers. The flowers I'm planting are just regular petunias. This is a somewhat sunny area of my property, so petunias usually do pretty well. I either do petunias or impatiens. Those are 2 of my favorite flowers to use on our property. The planters I'm using to frame out the door to the run and then also the door to the coop. So it just creates a nice little pop of color, kind of breaks up the mulch, and just frames out everything nicely, in my opinion. I just love the look of having fresh growing flowers all around the property. It just creates such a wonderful aesthetic. All right, so this is what I did for a little extra ventilation. I used this hole cutter attached to my drill, and then I just cut 3 holes in the back of the coop. Yes, I know it has cobwebs in here. I'm getting ready to do my full spring clean out, but I wanted to get these ventilation holes in first, and then I'm gonna cobweb. So those 3 holes, they're gonna be covered with chicken wire from the inside, and then it's gonna create a nice cross ventilation. Because I keep these windows open all summer, I take the plexiglass out, which you saw me do earlier. So then it's gonna create a nice cross breeze for them to keep them cool and ventilated all summer. All right, here is my current finished product. I still need to get just a couple more flowers for these 2 boxes, but I got the rest planted. I ended up going all the way around with the mulch because I think it just looks a lot nicer. I think I'm gonna add just like a stepping stone there for where we go in and out. But we never grew grass there anyway from going in and out so much, so I think this looks a lot nicer. I have my cute new signs, which I made just from little sign blanks I got from Dollar Tree, and then also I have a Cricut, so I was able to customize them myself. Cute little wreaths I had left over from another project. All my little planters and pots are from Dollar Tree, so they were super reasonable. So my only cost in this was pretty much the flowers and the couple little pieces that mostly I just got from Dollar Tree. The edging that I used all along here was left over from when we redid landscaping around the house. So I was able to just reuse that, didn't have to buy anything new. And overall, I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I think it just brightens it up and creates just a nice fresh look for the upcoming summer. And it didn't take me long and it hardly cost me a thing.